Morning, it's January the 17th. This is Joshua Donald E. Taylor coming to you from my work 20 here in Boston Bar. I'm trying to find a binder for carbon foam. So this is my third test, I believe. Fourth test. This was a one cap of carbon foam. This is your carbon foam here, and one part cornstarch. But this is your carbon foam that we're trying to bind. So it looked good this morning until I started taking this apart. So what I've done is pull this apart, but what happened, it was binding against this, and I did drop it last night, so it did fractured, and I tried to paste it back together. So what we're going to try is redoing the test, and you need to air dry it overnight on the register. Then tomorrow I'll just put it into the stove over here at 150 degrees and see if it's going to solidify. It did change color. You can see the discoloration here, so I just packed it down. We're going to do a heat test on that. I don't have my gauge, my temperature gun, but you can just get a rough idea. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to put in probably a third of a cap of what do you call this stuff? Cornstarch. Should have done it this way. It's sticking to the soap. I'm just going to add a little bit more. Dump the rest out there. And we'll get one cap of carbon foam. One cap there, and we'll mix it. Can's kind of dirty. Okay, good enough. So we're looking for a binder. An organic binder, I guess it's going to be tried cement powder, and it didn't work. So I think that's put the rest of this cornstarch in there. Shake it around, and it should produce a lighter color or a darker color, about like that. Hopefully you can see it. We'll get my mixing stick, and we'll just add just a tad bit of water. You don't want too much. The water wants to repel as soon as you put it into the plastic crucible, water tends to drop out of the bottom. We have a nice dark paste here. So when it's all air dried and put into the oven, the heat should react with the cornstarch to solidify it. That's what we're hoping for. The reason for this is to make up some kind of carbon foam binder that you can pour as a liner. You could also dry pack it or use it as a solid material. So I was talking to my friend down in Missouri this morning, and I think this would be a really good test for the kids at school. A new kind of experiment that they can do. I have to get my other can. Leftovers. Put a little bit of soap on top. Make sure this is greased up good. Kind of stiff. That's why I've added the soap. We're not going to get a full cap here. But this does show potential. I don't know if adding vinegar to it will react with the starch. That might be something I need to check into. I did do a little bit of research, and you can use cornstarch to make a paste. You can also add vinegar and a little bit of flour, but we're trying to keep away from adding too much. Trying to find out what works. All right, I'll just pack it down. Fairly solid. You can see the water wanting to drop off already, to drop out of the mix. We're just going to pour that off. I'm going to use the cap here to kind of compress this. I'm going to find something else that's going to work here. All right. Use the old standby here. I'm putting a fair amount of pressure on it. So it's going to form about a half. Want it fairly even on the top. Yeah, I just wish someone had already done all these tests so I wouldn't have to go through it, but that's what we have. I'll say it's pretty good. So we're going to put it on the register and leave it dry. And see if it binds. When the air dries, then we'll cook it to see if it's going to solidify into a solid form. Now, we're going to heat up the remains of this carbon foam and cornstarch. And turn the flame down. Just to see how much penetration. Looks like the The cornstarch is burning out. Maybe it might solidify as a dry pack. You can see how the gray is turning dark. So maybe it binds under heat. Same way that when you bake bread. We just get a good glow to it here. Okay. What's the reaction? Now you definitely can see that it's burnt out the white stuff in there. Pack this down. So maybe heat is one of the properties it needs. Variables. Just warm to the touch on the bottom. We'll hit it again. So it's heating this up. This carbon foam solution is being heated up to about 1700 degrees. It's just a little over 1/8 of an inch, maybe 3/16 thick. It is absorbing the heat. I'm going to turn the torch up a little bit. You can see a little bit of gasification there. That could be from the cornstarch. It does take a CO2 reaction to crystallize the carbon foam from breadcrumbs. So we're getting a pretty good glow, pretty good mass. We are getting a swelling effect here too. So something's happening. It's no longer flat. So we are getting some kind of reaction. Interesting. This will be very interesting for a school project. You can see it's swollen to about a 1/2 inch high. And I got my fingers right underneath. It's hot to the touch. That's probably because it's swollen up. I'm going to press it down again. I don't know if the swelling effect is such a good thing. It seems to want to bind. It does seem to want to bind. So we're going to heat it up one more time. for the swelling effect. Doesn't seem to be swelling. Maybe that was just an initial reaction to the cornstarch. So you can see where the gasification comes. That's the cornstarch being burnt off. We are getting a swelling effect again. So what we're going to do is heat her up and leave it sit. So this would be for kids under supervision in school. Testing the effects of carbon foam from breadcrumbs. I think I used Wonder Bread on this. The white stuff, brown stuff don't really matter. Let's give it a little more heat. Okay, I call her good there. You still see a little bit of glow. So the glow tells me that gasification is taking place in there. Very interesting effect, actually. And it did start to burn the wood a little bit. So I'm just going to blow on it. I'm going to make the camera a little bigger. So it's really holding the heat, surprisingly. Oh, the bottom is hot. But it's not solid. There must have been some kind of gas coming off. Looks like there might have been a little bit of loss of mass. I'm going to leave it here. So that's what we're trying to achieve. I don't want this video to run too long. I'm going to end it here.